Hey, lovely people, Coupon and Crystal here. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is time for Frugal Tip Tuesday. I'm going to speak about my perspective and my revelation about goals and why I haven't accomplished goals. And the main reason that I found what it was is my thought process. Yeah, the way I think about certain things, and after that, my response to it, what I do, or mostly what I don't do. Okay, I may have good intentions of wanting to accomplish a goal, whether it be a financial goal, a spiritual goal, but once I get the thought of doing it, do I really implement ways that's going to actually accomplish it? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. More than I would like to say, it doesn't happen. And what I discovered, it's because of the way that I think. My thinking towards that thing, okay? This is very simple, but every year, of course, I have to pay my car tax and my registration on my vehicle. It's always in December. I got a new vehicle. We transferred the tag. Therefore, it did not change the date in which I have to renew that. Okay, so if I don't put that money aside throughout the year, I have to take that money out of my bank account, and I don't want to have to do that, okay, anymore. But I've been doing it for years. So this year, I finally decided and got the revelation that, hey, Nut, okay, why don't you do a sinking fund for that money? And while you're at it, why don't you do a sinking fund for Christmas? Such a novel idea, okay? So simple, but it's gonna free me up. And let me tell you why. If I would just take the small step of changing the way I think about paying that money out at the end of the year, Christmas, and the car tax registration renewal, because I know it's coming. It's coming every year. You know it's coming every year. Christmas coming every year, okay? So my answer to that is to take out $35 every payday, because I get paid every 2 weeks, which is 26 paydays for the year. I'm going to take $35 out, put it into a bank account, transfer it from my normal bank account to another bank account, and it's going to sit in that account as a sinking fund. And at the end of the year, I'll have $910. Part of it will go to pay the car registration and tag renewal, and the other part is going to Christmas. Yeah. So simple. And this just may seem like, oh, Crystal, that's so trivial, that's so simple. But I'm gonna tell you what, when your mind is not renewed about something, you will keep doing things the exact same way over and over and over again. And it may not be the best way for you to do it. I'm just gonna say it, okay? I am sitting up here in my late 40s, and I'm just starting to do it, okay? So I'm just gonna say it just, to me, is like shameful. I'm saying it's shameful because it's like, why have you not been doing that? Okay, I guess, I don't know why I hadn't been doing it. But beyond that, I do want to share a couple of scriptures about this. I want to share a couple of scriptures about it because I do believe that the way we think about things, no one can deny that the way that we think about things affects absolutely every area of our life, okay? And the reason for that is because of this scripture right here. Is Proverbs 23:7. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You know, if you think you broke, guess what? You're going to be broke. You're going to be broke because your thought processes thinks that you broke, and you move like a broke person. Okay? I'm broke. Every time I turn around, it's just something. It's always something to take my money. It's always a bill. You know why? Because of the way that you think. Okay? The way that you think got your body going and doing and moving and doing your money stupid. I'm just gonna say it, okay? And honestly, it may not seem a big deal to take the money out weekly or paycheck wise versus waiting to the end of the year, but it is a big deal. It is a big deal because you got to think, I know it's coming every year, but why do I wait? Like, really? Like, why do I wait? If you already know those expenses are coming throughout the year, birthday, anniversary, Christmas, whatever those large ticket items that you have that you know are coming every year, why wait when you could set that money aside? I don't care if it's $10. I don't care if it's $15. I mean, it would be way better for you to take $20 and set $20 every payday aside for Christmas versus being at the end of the year spending your bill money. Because I promise you there's some people that do that. Spend their bill money on Christmas and then they January and February trying to catch up their bills because they put themselves in debt for Christmas. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. All right. The next thing, the next scripture, and I have to share this scripture because in my preparation for this video, I've recorded this video more than once, but I decided to give it from my perspective because I feel like my perspective of how I'm implementing it in my own life is going to be the best perspective for you guys to be to apply it in yours. I can give you example. That's all I can do is tell you what works for me. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty about it because first thing I had to do was, okay, I'm going to decide what my goal is. What is my goal? My goal was to have that money at when I need it instead of taking it out at the end. So I had to make a realistic plan. It was a realistic plan for me to actually say, hey, I'm going to make a plan to put this money aside every payday. That was a realistic plan for me. And how long I'm going to do it is going to be determined by when I need it by. Okay, I need it by the end of the year, so I need to make a plan of how I'm going to take it out throughout the year. Whether if yours is weekly, you get paid weekly, then decide that you're going to accomplish it weekly. But let's just say something else. Maybe it's not a financial goal. Maybe you have a goal you want to pray more. Okay, perhaps you want to pray more. You want to have time with the Lord. You want to carve out some time. Okay, well, this is what you could do. You could say, I'm going to give God 15 minutes. I'm going to pray for 15 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my clock. Now, I know some of y'all going to frown and be like, don't put a limit on God. It ain't putting a limit on God. It's putting a limit on you. It's making you accountable. So you're going to take your phone, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to put you an alarm, okay? Not an alarm for the time frame, but an alarm for when you're going to do it, okay? If you're going to do it every day at 7 o'clock in the evening, then you're going to do it every day at 7 o'clock in the evening. Because, see, this alarm on this phone is going to do one thing. It's going to keep you accountable. Yeah, it's going to keep you accountable because it's going to remind you. And if you don't do it, you're going to have to cut that thing off. It's going to keep on alarming. So you're going to have to cut that off. All right. Now, you don't have to have specific things that you want to pray about unless you decide to implement that. Okay. But if first of all, the first thing you got to do is change the way you think about it. Okay. If you haven't been able to map it into your busy day, that's the reason why you got to put some checks and balances in place, which is setting the alarm on your phone to get you accountable to. Okay, you're going to do it for 15 minutes every day, and you're going to set that alarm, and then you're going to go off and you're going to pray wherever it's going to be, wherever you are at 7 o'clock. Okay, or 6 in the morning. I don't know when you want to do it. Only you know that because you know your day. Okay, I think that's a realistic one. How about you have a goal to drink more water? you could do the same thing. Set alarms on your phone to see if you've actually did the water. Set alarms on your phone. Utilize the technology that we have to allow it to work for you, because honestly, I can't depend on my brain. I can't depend on my brain to remember. All right, set alarm on my phone, write it down. You're going to have to do something beyond just the desire to do it, okay? Because honestly, the desire to accomplish a goal ain't enough to get the goal accomplished. It's just not. It's going to take a little more than that, okay? The last scripture that I would like to share with you guys is this one right here. And the reason why I'm sharing this scripture, I think it's very relatable to this topic, all right? In this version, it is the New Living Translation. It's Romans 12:2. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. God's will for you is good and pleasing and perfect. But your mind got to be transformed. Crystal's mind got to be transformed. My mind got to be transformed to what God's desire is for me, what his word says about me. He wishes above all things that I may prosper, be in health, just as my soul prospers. I believe God desires for me to have order in my life. He desires for me to have things in order in my life. He does not desire for me to live a chaotic life. Why would he want me to live a chaotic life when he is not a chaotic God? He is not. He is a God of order. He is such a God of order. And I believe that the more that I submit my ways to God, he is going to transform my thinking and the way that I think about something. I'm sitting up here in my late 40s and just starting to do sinking funds. And I'm not saying that to, throw any shade towards anyone, but it's like, wow, Crystal, like, why are you just now getting that? Like, why are you just now getting that? I don't believe it's a fad. I believe it's just makes sense. Some stuff just makes sense and some stuff just don't. If we would all be honest, and I'll be honest, there are some ways in which I've done things in the past that don't make no sense, okay? Ain't necessarily hurt me but it's hindered me. It's hindered me in areas of growth in my thinking, okay? Let that marinate. Yeah. It's hindered me in my growth of my thinking, and I could have been further along in some processes in life if I just got the revelation in my mind, if my mind had been renewed into some things. Because if we be honest, let's just be honest here, okay? Your mind will have you trapped up into wrong thinking. Stinking thinking is what I call it. Absolutely stinking thinking, because you just haven't gotten the revelation of doing it any better. It could be the way you run your household or the way that your day goes. Do you have order in it? If you don't have order in it, then you got to decide in your mind that, you know what, I'm going to take control of this situation. How can I take control of it? I don't know how to take control of it. Lord, help me. How can I take control of it? Lord, how can I better manage my time? Lord, how can I better manage my recording of these here videos? Because I'll come up with a great idea, but don't see it through to fruition because of inconsistency. Procrastination is the devourer of time. I say that all the time. Knowing a thing to be a fact and actually moving to make that not be a fact in your life is two separate things. And I'm going to end on that note. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If it was helpful for you, will you please let us know in the comments below of this video. Let us know what you got from this video, because that helps me. It helps me know what kind of content you guys want to see here on this channel. But I do enjoy doing frugal tips, and I took a little short sabbatical from doing frugal tips, but we back on track, guys. This is it. I hope it helps you. Let's transform our minds and let's get it done. And if you're not already a member of the Coupon Crew, would you hit that subscribe button below, hit the bell for notifications so you'll know when we're coming on here and talking to each other. All right, that's it, guys. Remember, click to save and you will be amazed. Bye-bye.